Good evening, I'm Brett Wipaszynski.
And I'm Emily Zanto. Here's what's coming up next on Panthervision.
Sick of being told that we are wrong in our position simply because you don't agree with us.
Is there a right or wrong? Emotions run high at a student association meeting.
It will endanger our lives.
UWM police continue to investigate an online threat. A new way to pedal across campus for free. And later, trying to make it big in hip-hop. All that and more coming up on UWM Panthervision.
From the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, this is UWM Panthervision. A weekly newscast reported, written, and produced by students in the Department of Journalism and Mass Communication. And now, the news.
Good evening. Debate over concealed carry on campus is flaring up.
This time, it's at the Student Association.
And as I found out, not everyone feels safe on a gun-free campus.
Junction with this, we've also heard things about how I feel unsafe.
Devin Gatton is mad.
My apologies, but grow a damn backbone.
Decorum.
Although the Marine veteran doesn't own a gun himself, Gatton wants the UWM Student Association to change their stance on the campus concealed carry bill.
Last time I checked, my right to be safe trumps everybody else's right to feel safe.
Supporters from both sides of the issue voiced their opinions at the Student Association meeting.
More tools of instant death will bring, in fact, more instant death. Representative Kramer, we do not need more bullets flying around on campus.
Now, it's easy to say, oh, Oregon is in our backyard. It probably won't happen here. But if we allow concealed carry, we open the window for that to happen.
The Student Association voted to send a letter in opposition of the bill to legislators.
Critical minutes.
For now, Devin Gatton will continue to feel unsafe on campus unless the bill is passed. For Panthervision, I'm Brett Wipaszynski. The state legislature has not yet debated the bill. If passed, the bill would remove the ability of universities to ban concealed carry in campus buildings.
UWM police are continuing to investigate a threat issued on social media. As we told you last week, the threat was written on a Facebook page called UWM Uncovered, which is not sponsored by the university. The poster threatened to bring a knife to class, saying, quote, "I want to kill people so bad. Some are specified people, others can be just random." Campus police have issued a subpoena for computer records in an attempt to identify the commenter. So far, there have been no arrests in the case. Officials say they are taking the threat seriously, but students do not need to change their routine. Some students find comfort in posting their thoughts on unofficial UWM Facebook pages.
But as Dan Peters reports, when things turn dark, UWM has resources to help.
Here's a juicy one. Last night I had a wet dream about my cousin. She's pretty. I think that's part of the beauty of it being anonymous is like they never have to expose themselves.
That's what drives most people to UWM Uncovered, the anonymity, including UWM alum Lisa Brown.
You know, it's not something the university ever offered.
But they do offer the CARE program for when students are on the brink.
The goal is to really just be able to intervene early, keeping the campus community safe.
CARE consists of support for students in distress, such as counseling, as well as the threat assessment team, which was called on for last week's threat.
Again, I'm not at liberty to share lots of information about that, but that team is well trained.
The team of psychologists, police, and other disciplines determines whether an individual is dangerous.
A lot of these are silly, but there's like one a day where people are really depressed.
Lisa Brown says that some students, including herself, turn to anonymity for help with their issues. UWM Uncovered and other confessions pages usually have people posting about relationships, LGBT issues, and personal goals. But threats?
But I've never seen anything that is someone suggesting to be violent before. It's more of like, I hate these people, they suck.
The Uncovered Facebook page uses Google Docs to submit confessions. This will make it harder for police to find the poster, but as Lisa Brown says, ultimately, nothing is truly anonymous.
If someone wants to find out, they will.
In Milwaukee, I'm Dan Peters for Panthervision.
If you are concerned for yourself or a friend, you can contact CARE by calling the Dean of Students at 414-229-4632. You can also fill out a form on CARE's website.
UWM police continue to train staff and students in active shooter preparedness. Police announced on their Facebook page that they have now trained first shift custodial staff. The training is called Civilian Response to Active Shooter Events. The course is an adopted model developed by the FBI.
That training is different than the Run, Hide, Fight video you can watch on the police website. Police Chief Joseph Lemire says this training is more intensive.
Avoid, Deny, Defend is really a more strategic idea of how to get people to think about what to do when you have an active shooter or an act of violence, as opposed to just run and hide, which is good information. Avoid, Deny, Defend is a little more strategic on what you're going to do if you're involved in that scenario.
Lemire says they hope to eventually hold a large civilian training seminar in the residence halls.
3 people are now in custody in connection with an attempted armed robbery on campus. Just after 2 a.m. on Wednesday, someone armed with a shotgun approached a student between the chemistry building and Lapham Hall. The suspect demanded property, but the student ran and escaped without any injuries. Later that night, a car chase that turned into a foot chase resulted in the arrests of the 3 suspects. Police say the suspects have been connected to 3 similar robberies that also took place early last Wednesday morning.
Another week, another protest on campus. The group of Students for a Democratic Society held a rally in Spates Plaza to protest the U.S. government's aid to Israel. But the event sparked a last-minute counter-rally inside the union, and that caught the attention of students walking by. The police eventually showed up and told the counter-protesters that they had to leave because union policy prohibits signs with sticks attached.
UWM is part of an initiative that's getting a $1.5 million grant. The grant is for the additional training of math teachers across the state. Funded by the Federal Mathematics and Science Partnership Grant Program, the goal is to boost success among low-income and poor-performing schools. The training includes a 2-week summer course, followed by at least 20 hours of school and classroom visits.
You might be able to attend Milwaukee Area Technical College for free, but time is running out. MATC is starting a new program for local students to go to school tuition-free. MATC's Emmanuel Espino reports. You too could have free classes, but only if you apply to MATC by December 1st.
UW System President Ray Cross is asking for advice on the future of higher education in Wisconsin. CROSS is holding a series of listening sessions at campuses across the state. The UWM session was last week. The final listening session is at UW Parkside on November 3rd.
UW Eau Claire is unveiling the design for its new $50 million complex and recreation complex. The John H. and Carolyn O. Sontag complex will be built on land donated by the Sontags. It will include a 130,000-foot square event center with seating for 6,000. It will also include 150,000 square feet worth of health, wellness, and recreation facilities. The timeline for the project has not been announced. Living in the dorms can cost up to $8,000 a year.
But how does that compare to living off campus? Jamal Perry reports. Jackpot.
Has been living on her own since her second year at UWM.
I do actually. I like it a little bit more because I feel more independent and I feel I know where my money's going, like with rent and utilities. I never really realized that when I lived in the dorms.
While Brittany enjoyed her time in Sandburg, issues of money came into the picture, and off-campus living proved to be the better option for her.
I know it's kind of hard to find a good house, but this house has been great and cheaper than the dorms for me.
There are still thousands of students who are currently living in the dorms and will have to wait one more year before making the next step to live off campus. I'm Jamal Perry for Panthervision.
Coming up, getting around campus just got a bit easier.
And it's the only one of its kind in Milwaukee. We'll take you to the LGBT Film Festival.
All that and more when Panthervision continues.
We make sure they get to college. Federal student aid provides more than $150 billion in grants, loans, and work-study funds to make college possible for anyone with the mind to get there. Because if given the chance, minds will do great things. Federal Student Aid, proud sponsor of the American Mind. Learn more about money for college at studentaid.gov.
UWM has a new way to get around campus.
A bubbler bike station has been set up on the corner of Maryland and Kenilworth.
Danny Brennan reports.
Still haven't heard about bubbler bikes.
This is a partnership with the city and the bubbler organization, making sure that there are different modes of transportation that students can use to not only get around campus, but explore the city of Milwaukee.
As you can see, bubbler bikes are taking Milwaukee by storm. UWM's campus alone is the perfect environment for a successful bike sharing system. With 3 bubbler locations already established on campus, it's only a matter of time before most of the student population is using bubbler.
It's nice because you can basically take the bike wherever you want and just ditch it at a different bubbler station. And right now it's nice because there's a lot of bubbler stations that are up and coming around the town, and it really expands your options to where you want to be able to take these things.
What UWM student really needs a car when you can get around campus quicker, easier, and cheaper on a bubbler bike?
We reached our goal of having over 1,000 students use the bubbler service, and you see bubbler being used in an actual tool to get around, which was really exciting. So there are folks who are using this not only recreationally, but they're using this as a means to get from one place to another, which we were really excited about.
In Milwaukee, I'm Danny Brennan for Panthervision.
UWM students can use the Bubbler bikes for free this school year. The bikes can be used for 60-minute rides from one station to any of the 28 existing stations around the city. Next year, you'll have to buy a pass.
A UWM architecture alum could have his design chosen for the newest World War I memorial in Washington, D.C. Johnson Schmalling's design features a grid of more than 1,000 lights. Each light represents 100 American casualties from the war. His design is one of 5 finalists. The winning design will be chosen by the end of the year.
The physics department is getting a $14.5 million grant from the National Science Foundation. The grant will be used to sponsor researchers studying gravitational waves.
The film department is holding its 30th annual LGBT festival.
As Jason Gironde reports, it's a celebration of acceptance.
Tickets, buttery bags of popcorn, and cinema. 3 things necessary for the movie-going experience. Film has always been a staple of UWM, and one festival has devoted itself to showing films that you may not find in your average theater. As the LGBT Film Festival reaches its 30th anniversary, festival director Carl Bogner reflects on its student origins.
Various student organizations had handled it in the past. So the festival passed through a series of hands before the film department, in order to sustain it, took it on.
The festival is unique due to being one of the only film festivals in Milwaukee that presents films based on the struggles and experiences of people in the gay and lesbian community.
So the festival works to fulfill the impossible task of trying to present an array of types of film and of representations.
Students attending the festival are hopeful that the films shown will show an accurate portrayal of someone in the LGBT community.
I'm hoping that personally I come out satisfied with what I've seen, that it like accurately represents kind of what it's like to be in those shoes.
Bogner hopes the festival continues to grow and expose more people to the struggles within the LGBT community. For Panthervision, I'm Jason Gerondale.
Luis De Leon joins us with a look at our weather.
Thanks, how you guys doing?
How's it looking out there?
Well, a lot warmer than last week. You don't have to pull out the heavy coats yet, but the temperatures are going to be dropping as the week moves on. But so far, we are starting to see those temperatures rising a little bit, which is great.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. As we go to your weather headlines, we're going to be seeing one warm week as the temperatures are on the rise all the way up to the upper 60s this week, which is a lot warmer than usual at this time of fall, which is always great to hear. As for precipitation, we will be seeing a rather quiet week, and the precipitation should not occur until about Friday. So a very beautiful week ahead. As for your current conditions, currently here in Milwaukee, mostly sunny skies right now. Temperature right now at 60 degrees and the dew point at 39, so a very warm day outside right now. As for the rest of today, we are going to see that sun sticking around, maybe some clouds moving in with the high at 65, or the high rather at 67 degrees and the low at 48. No precipitation in sight right now. As we move into your lows across the state, we are seeing the temperatures ranging throughout the 40s, some places even touching 50. Starting up north in Rylander for your lows, with a high of 45. Out west in Eau Claire, a low of 48, and Green Bay 44. Here in Milwaukee with a low of 48. Out in the Madison area 50 degrees, and in La Crosse 50 degrees, and out west in Eau Claire 48. As we move into your highs, a very warm day across the state, as I said before. Starting up north in Rylander with that high of 61, down in Green Bay 60, Oshkosh 62. Here in Milwaukee, actually seeing the warmest temperature at 67 degrees. Out in the state capital 66, and out by the state border, Eau Claire 62, and La Crosse 65. As for tonight, going to be seeing a very quiet night. Clear skies with that low at 48 degrees. Winds coming out of the southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. So a very calm night, and should be calm into the next day. As for tomorrow, we are going to be seeing another sunny day with the highs at 65 and winds coming out of the southwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. So mostly sunny skies coming out, and that trend is going to be continuing all the way throughout the week until about Thursday. Moving into Wednesday, another nice day, high of 68 with mostly sunny skies and winds coming out of the south at 10 to 20 miles per hour, low of 52, so once again a very warm week coming up. For your extended forecast, we are going to be seeing the end of that warm trend on Thursday, which is the last day we could be seeing temperatures in the upper 60s for a while with partly cloudy skies and a high of 67. As for Friday, this is when we see the temperatures really start to drop back into the 50s with a high of 55 and a possible chance for some showers that day. As we move into the weekend, though, partly to mostly sunny skies for both Saturday and Sunday, and highs in the mid to low 50s. So we are starting to see those temperatures rising again. So really enjoy these last few days and get outside.
It sounds like we have an Indian summer coming.
I like that. I like the sound of that.
Some MATC students are already thinking about Christmas.
MATC's Kyle Rogers tells us about the Letters to Santa program.
Here at MATC, the students in the TV and animation programs are getting ready for Letters to Santa.
Letters to Santa, we've been involved with Letters to Santa, I want to say at least 6 years, 6 or 7.
I'm an instructor here in the animation program. I teach mostly Toon Boom animation, and last year they presented us with the opportunity to do the Letters to Santa. Last year we did about a 1 minute of animation. So we were presented with a kind of a rough storyboard of what they wanted to see for animation, and then we kind of flushed out the storyboard a little bit more, and then animated a minute in Toon Boom.
During this process, the students stay in contact with each other to keep everyone involved.
As of now, I am doing the backgrounds, doing all the Christmas lights, doing a fire, and even the snow through the window.
I supervised the students, so I was kind of the producer and the director of the spot. So I would give them guidance and help them with each of their individual scenes and trying to put that all into a whole. So I was kind of the creative director.
Hopefully the Letters to Santa will help the students improve their skills in their program so that they are ready to accomplish anything they need to when they graduate.
Well, I think it's always nice to have another piece for your reel, a professional piece that you did. And that's what I appreciate you guys giving them the opportunity to do it for.
It has coloring, and it's a dream come true.
Next on Panthervision.
Financial worries extend from the classroom to the field.
And later, a former Panther is making his name as a musician. All that and more when we return.
Okay, people, listen up. Our fugitive has been on the run for 90 minutes. Average foot speed over uneven terrain, barring any injuries, is 4 miles per hour. That's a 6-mile radius. I want checkpoints established at I-95, 495, and over at Route 66. What I need from each and every one of you is a full target search of every gas station, residence, warehouse, farmhouse, hen house, outhouse, and doghouse in that area. Your fugitive has just cashed in his 401k plan, and all he had to do was roll it over. Go get him!
Learn about rollovers and protecting your financial future, and choose to save.
You can't mess with a big dog.
This is where powerful ideas lead to proven results. This is where you belong.
Minds can achieve anything. We make sure they get to college. Federal student aid provides more than $150 billion in grants, loans, and work-study funds to make college possible for anyone with the mind to get there. Because if given the chance, minds will do great things. Federal Student Aid, proud sponsor of the American Mind. Learn more about money for college at studentaid.gov.
The men's basketball season is underway.
And it's
sort of, anyway.
And it's a clean sweep for the swim and dive team.
Brianna Mercado has that and more in sports. Brianna?
Thanks, guys. The men's soccer team is back home after a loss at Detroit on Saturday. The Panthers lost 0-1. The loss comes on the heels of a big home victory. The Panthers took on Western Illinois at Engelman. The defense was stacked all throughout the game, allowing only 7 shots on goal. Senior Declan Rodriguez scored first within the opening 6 minutes to rally the Panthers. Goalkeeper Augustin Enrique held the strong gifting shutout, his second in a row.
Field. One being obviously scoring a goal and the other winning, and I was lucky enough to experience both.
You know, it's a non-conference game. We're going to manage minutes, but at the end of the day, you know, every game we play to win.
The Panthers are now 4-10-3. Two UWM women's soccer players are named to the academic all-district team. Senior Kelsey Holbert and junior Paige Lincecum are earning the honor for the first time in their careers. Holbert is a chemistry major and holds a 3.97 grade point average. Lincecum is a kinesiology major and has a grade point average of 3.96. And 3 swimmers are being honored by the Horizon League. Nick Halverson and Sarah Bentley have been named Swimmers of the Week. Diver Rachel Marquez is a Diver of the Week. The 3 of them led the Panthers to 9 event wins last week. The men's basketball team season is underway. The team held on an inter-squad scrimmage on Thursday. The gold team won 63-60. The gold team was led by freshman Jaquan McLeod with 17 points. Cody Wickman, which is for the black team. The team opens at 7 hosting Parkside in an exhibition game November 5th at Klotchke Center. With Panthers playoffs right around the corner, UWM Milwaukee's football team might have bigger problems to tackle. John Gaddings reports.
Football may not be as well known at UWM due to its status as a club team rather than as an NCAA program. And their allocations in the next budget may reflect that. Head coach Dave Hoganson thinks fundraising may have to increase because of possible public funding cuts.
I know there's been some discussions as far as the sports club leadership and that committee, and our team president, Alex, is the president of the sports club council. So there's been some discussions on trying to do some private fundraising and things like that. A lot of the budgets for the sports clubs are funded by students here as part of segregated fees, allotments, and things like that. So it is something that's in the back of your mind, as doing some fundraising and things like that, maybe more so than you've had to in the past. So it's a little bit of a worry, sure.
Some of the players on the team share Hoganson's concern. Wide receiver Matt Fix, one of the top producing club football players in the Midwest, acknowledges how NCAA sports take higher precedence with public money.
I mean, I think, some of the funding that we get, I mean, it's not as much as we would hope, and I think some of the funding goes more towards, the NCAA sports, and we're just a club. We're not an official NCAA sport, so they kind of look at us as a second tier, athletic team. But I mean, we try to get all the funding we can, and I guess that's really up to the university.
At Engelman Field, I'm John Giddings for Panthervision.
That's it for sports this week. Back to you guys.
Milwaukee may be known for its prevalent music scene, but it's not often that you hear about a musician from Milwaukee.
But as Kenan Goyette reports, one former UWM student is trying to make his mark.
Is his name. But to Milwaukee hip-hop fans, he is better known by his stage name, Webster X.
Wow, left side jump, hey, left side, right side jump.
Webster X is a former Panther whose experience in creative writing and poetry has led to musical success.
And I just liked making stories of just whatever I wanted to, It kind of just pretty much gave me this free mind standpoint of doing whatever I wanted to do. And then I kind of took that into college for a little bit, and then I dropped out my junior year and kind of just started this whole Webster X thing.
And his manager, Nick Edmonds, thinks his writing is key.
Well, his writing has kind of led to him finding his own style. One, it's crazy because no one sounds like him.
Webster X is part of the experimental hip-hop group called New Age Narcissism, or NAN, which has grown into one of Milwaukee's top hip-hop groups. The performer plays at many venues, but most impressively, at the world's largest music festival right here in Milwaukee.
Summerfest was dope just because it's everybody from my past showed up, so that was dope. It was just all these people from every stage of my life were just there in one moment.
But the up-and-comer says no stage is too big.
I think that just more so shows how much I'm ready for a bigger audience and just everything coming with it. I'm just kind of trying to constantly reflect and tell myself this is how it's going to be.
In Milwaukee, I'm Kenan Goyette for Panthervision.
Thank you for tuning in for tonight's edition of Panthervision.
You can watch us on Time Warner Channel 14 and AT&T UVerse Channel 99 on Wednesday at 5:30 and Thursday at 3 o'clock, and again at 10:30 on Saturday and Sunday mornings.
Have a great week.